Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to come on here and talk about why our non-for-profit didn't work. We had a non-for-profit that lasted for a short duration, and I wanted to talk about why it didn't work. So our target was wrong. Even though we really wanted to help the youth in our neighborhood, the target was wrong. And the reason why is because we did not know how to really get in with the youth, because the youth here, their main focus is being cool. They want to feel important. You can see by the way that they dress, the way that they huddle into groups, and the way that they act. You know that they don't get much attention where they are at home. You see a lot of stranded kids here, and we really wanted to focus on the youth because we noticed that that was a very apparent problem, and we really wanted to help because with huddles of youth there is drugs and things like that. So we did have connections to young adults, but not the exact age in which they start doing these type of things, which usually is around 14 years old roughly. We had connections that were early 20s basically at the time, so we really wanted to work with those since we had connections with that group, and we had mentorship going on, but we couldn't get to the root of it, unfortunately, because we don't have that slang, we don't have that, you need to appeal, and it wasn't working. And the second reason, so that's kind of the niche of the focus, but that was even hard to do. But there was also a lack of support going for us. We started the non-for-profit with just my husband and I, and we did have a few key people that would be a part of it, but unfortunately they were all going through stuff at the time, whether that was school, whether that was marriage, whether that was work, that we didn't have a stability in a team to move forward and to progress this not-for-profit. So not having those networks, those connections really allowed us to not succeed. I was postpartum with a small child at the time, and it just cannot carry that way if we want to see or solidify like systems in place and things like that. So there's a lot of things that I just mentioned, but we didn't have that way to get in, because what you'll see here is we have big non-for-profits and they just basically situate themselves in the neighborhood, but they don't lure kids to come to whatever they are advertising. And especially the masjid does a horrible job at this. They do have a Friday program and they have like free food, but that doesn't make ideologies stick, like values and principles stick in youth. So these were just things centers plopped and they're supposed to bring, but we came with this idea to go to them. But going to them, we did have actually like really key players in this, but they were trying to get better and doing other things to get out of that life, or you know what I mean. It's just like, how do you get somebody who can get in there with the funds that we can pay? Like, it's a lot. So people can say that it's, we needed more time, we didn't have enough time, we just didn't have, yeah, we didn't have other people's time. We could have carved that time out, we could have potentially did it, but it's other people's time that was very crucial to it, and not people's money, because people could easily donate money, but the lack here was time. Moving away from that, my husband basically just had a little time, well, we had a little time to pivot, and we decided, like, you know what, well, my husband decided this, mostly it's not me. My husband decided that we would pivot. It's like, you know what, let's pivot and let's focus on our existing friend group. So our existing friend group, which was still, like, everyone has gone away, from this neighborhood, but we basically decided to pool together. The existing friends, they already had like Islamic discussions, already, built that rapport. Like, he already, there's like trust, there's things that they've done together too. So it would just felt like, let's expand, let's like build stronger connections and just focus on our age group, right? So the age group in which we were trying to target versus my husband's age group, there is this generational gap, but we just felt like it was best to start where we can build it faster. And so we've been trying to build a strong connection with our existing friends, and we do have a plan, and I guess I can make a video on that part too, how it's been going. We've been doing a year of progress and a year of like a plan that we've been instilling, so if you guys are interested in that. But it's been going really well, and so in order to really build a good non-for-profit, you need to have a network, a flow within people going back and forth with ideas. You need members to have a not-for-profit that's successful, right? You need to have team players, and you need to build rapport with them, network. You need to make sure that they understand the mission. You need to pull them in, and the way that we've been able to do it is pretty cool, and how we were able to build on and stuff like that. I did want to talk about one key reason and why we chose to focus on our friend group and things like that. One, obviously, it's quite easy because they already kind of trust you, and you can, build on that very easily. But another part of it is our children, understanding that we have more control over this new generation because we are actually being parents to them. So it is a little bit easier in which we can move forward with that, and we can really bring it a family affair. We do encourage at our events to, for people to bring their kids, and obviously it's like a family thing, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. The reason why we stopped our not-for-profit, what we're doing now a little bit, and